Hello, welcome Disconnected. Here we have another interesting article. The UK government poised to block Scottish bottle recycling scheme. The SNP request for trade exemption set to be rejected in the latest clash after gender recognition row. So we all know that they put the gender recognition bill before, and it was blocked by the UK government, by Westminster. And this seems to be another one that is going to be blocked. I find this one hilarious because it seems like such a trivial thing to block. But let's read the article because the reasoning is interesting. So Holyrood and Westminster are heading for another showdown as the UK government prepares to block a second policy move by the Scottish government this year. Alistair Jack, the Scotland Secretary, intends to deny a request from the SNP government for a trade exemption for its flagship recycling scheme in a move that experts say could fatally undermine plans. Under the scheme, which is due to start in August, Scottish retailers will have to add 20p to the price of single-use bottles and cans, which consumers can then reclaim by returning them to be recycled. It is a key part of the Scottish National Party's environmental platform, but most experts believe that to work properly it needs an exemption from UK-wide rules that prevent different regulations applying to the same product in England and Scotland. I just don't see the problem. You know, this is not a pro-SNP kind of yay independence rant from me at all. It just doesn't. Why can't it be different? There's no reason why it can't. So Jack has criticized the scheme is badly designed and inflationary, telling in the comments recently that it would be bad for businesses and consumers. I don't see any reason why it would be. Taking specifically about the likelihood of granting an exemption, he said the exemption bar is very high indeed. Otherwise, what is the point of the UK internal market? Well, there's no problem with the internal market here. Scotland just wants to be a little bit greener. Environmental comparers say that the scheme is vital for reducing litter as well as CO2 emissions, obviously a good thing, but business leaders say it will add huge costs to their products, not only through extra price of bottles, but also with associated production administration costs. Who gives a... Because this is the problem when we have people who make tons of money complaining that they might make a little bit less money, that they have a few extra costs. This is so bullshit. Jack told economists recently that under the scheme the price of a 12-pack of Scottish water sold at Aldi would rise from £1.59 to £3.99. This is the part that triggered me the most, I think, because this is the kind of thing that I can only assume this is attempting to block. Why would you buy a 12-pack of water in Scotland? Why would you buy water? Our water is perfect. The stuff out the tap is perfect. There was the saying once where if you buy bottled water, you buy a bottle, a plastic bottle. That's what you're buying. You can get water anywhere. All the water in the UK, never mind just Scotland, is drinkable. Why would you buy water? If you need to package water to go somewhere, or you're not going to be close to a tap, you have ample ways of carrying water with you in much better containers than plastic containers. This is not an argument. Firstly, in my opinion, you just really should not be buying water, but you know what, there's the odd circumstance where you might need to buy some water or whatever. But why would you need to buy a 12-pack? If anybody knows any reasons, please comment down below. I just don't see it. If he persuades the cabinet to agree to refuse Holyrood's request, it's likely to provoke another constitutional row over the Scottish government just 2 months after Westminster blocked the Scottish gender recognition bill. That decision triggered acrimony between two governments, arguably contributing to the decision by Nicola Sturgeon to resign as First Minister a week later. So if this is going to become a new thing where the UK government just starts stopping us from doing things in Scotland because they can, and then coming up with stupid reasons like the Aldi water bottle is going to be £2 more expensive, something that you should be buying in the first place. But more importantly, it isn't more expensive at all. right? Because it says quite clearly here, it says that, where is it? Under the scheme which is due to start in August, Scottish retailers will have to add 20p to the price of a single-use bottles and cans. So obviously anything that you can only use once that is made of plastic, which consumers can then reclaim by returning them to be recycled. So nobody's out of pocket, really. So no, the other thing that this kind of thing is not uncommon in many other countries where you still have even in Scotland this was a thing with glass bottles. I don't know what it was called here, but I know it as fund. So when you buy bottles and you return them, the price of the bottle gets detracted from your next bottle purchases, or you get the money back. I mean, I was aware how kids actually made money. They went around collecting bottles, glass bottles, and returning them and took the money. I mean, you know, this is nothing new. The rest of the UK is planning its own bottle deposit scheme, but that will not start for another 2 years. And England will exempt glass bottles. Well, this is another dumbass thing, right? So exempting glass bottles. So glass is not a pollutionary problem by itself, the glass itself, but it has now been kind of highlighted that if you throw away glass bottles or you have to remelt them, all those things, those are actually quite carbon heavy activities, quite dirty activities to recycle bottles. Although the bottle itself, the glass, is not a problem, it is the creation of it and the recycling of it is actually a bit of an issue. So the longer you can keep your glass bottle and keeping it and using it, the better. Anyway, I despair. I always despair. Thank you very much for listening. Please like, subscribe, and share. Take care.